First leg of the 4-year-old series then, the Hong Kong Classic Mile is race number 8. 1,600 metres is the trip, headed by Golden 60. Tries 1,600 metres for the first time. He's been beaten once in 8 starts. Champions Way, they try the blinkers. Sha Tin jumps on board him because Joe Moreira sticks with Beauty Legacy, who is a winner first up. More than this is 3 from 3 course and distance this season. Ryan Moore will ride for Francis Lloyd. Decrypt, third in his 2 starts in Hong Kong so far, 2 lengths off Beauty Legacy last time out. Playa de Puente, the second of the runners for Huang Kai Wen. Buddies for John Moore, all his wins, or 3 of his wins, have been on the all-weather. Star Performance and down to Orr, who was 8th on debut, behind Superstar. He's a winner over the 1,400 metres in the UK. Neil Callan ride for John Moore. Now, we made our way to the touchscreen to have a look at the speed map and a few of the key races here. And Tom, as far as the speed is concerned, with the smaller field, it looks like Buddies, who's more used to seeing him on the all-weather, might well be our leader.
I think he probably will be. He's got that sort of profile to certainly lead. That's what he likes to do, and he can roll along in front. But you'd say if this race was on the all-weather, you'd definitely be putting him in. Buddies, this horse here, Playa del Puente, he actually missed the start in his most recent run, did Playa del Puente, but he has been back to the trials, and he did come out of the gates on that occasion okay. Golden 60, he's just settled so well in his races. And Ryan Moore from that outside draw with More Than This, he'll just bide his time. He'll know the horse that's under him, and he'll be able to finish off, no doubt, pretty strongly from the rear.
All right, just as a point of interest as well, More Than This, unbeaten in 3 starts in the UK, but Ryan hadn't ridden him there. First time on the horse. What have we seen at track work?
We're going to have a look at some of the main contenders here, track work-wise. Golden 60, the first one we're looking at. Nice, quiet piece of work from him. He's the one at the back. They're just focusing on him there. And you can see the horse goes really nice. He's relaxed. And he's been running some pretty good races recently. Beauty Legacy, he looks good as well here this morning. He created a big impression on debut. He'll be second up here in Hong Kong. Did bring some really good form from Australia before he got here, though. And he settled in really quickly, as some of the Australians do here. And the third one we're going to have a look at is More Than This. Another one that's... he's quite a doer type, More Than This. He's 199, you can see there. And he goes... having a nice workout down the back there as well.
Victorium's a nice horse. It doesn't look that good for him, does it, there, More Than This? I wonder if that's why they started with the blinkers on him when he first started racing, because he looks quite lazy, doesn't he?
He does. I think he's one of those ones who puts his game day face on.
Yeah, he races, there's a bit more in the tank. All right, let's start off with one of the big 3, I suppose, maybe big 4, Beauty Legacy and jockey Joe Moreira.
Joe, the Classic Mile, big decision that you had to make, choosing between Champions Way and Beauty Legacy. Why did you decide to go with Beauty Legacy?
His win last time was quite impressive, and I think very few horses can do what he's done. First up in Hong Kong, in the rate that he was, in the class that he was, that he is still, very few, and he proved that he's able to do it. So it was definitely a very difficult decision, but as I've been saying, I can't ride 2 horses. It could be the wrong one, because Champions Way is a horse that has been running well in strong races, and no doubt that he needed a couple of runs to bring his best. But we had to make a decision, and hopefully I didn't do the wrong one.
You rode Beauty Legacy in a trial on Tuesday morning. Has he come on since that first up run?
No doubt. He's been working very well. He seems a very healthy horse, and he kind of surprised me how quickly he has learned things. He's not perfect yet. He still do things wrong. I kind of indicate that before his first run. We're still learning about him. He's still on the learning process, but he's no doubt a very talented horse. And if he's able to keep on the lineup as he's been, and he's going to definitely be a very nice horse in Hong Kong.
Any question marks for you stepping up to the mile?
Not really. The only concern is about the pace of the race, which might not be that fast, but we've been trying to get him to relax lately, and he's been responding. So the key on this race and the race coming forward is no doubt getting the horse to switch off and just finish it off the race. So, yeah, the question mark is he going to settle down in a slow-run race? If he does, I'm quite confident about him.
There you go. That's Joe on the reasons for choosing Beauty Legacy over Champions Way. Which you'd think at the end of last season he wouldn't have been doing, but hard to get off him after his last start.
Yeah, certainly the way he finished off up the rail there. He seemed to relax okay in that trial. It was interesting after that trial there as well. Joe gave him still a fairly good push along, probably for 200 metres after the winning post in that recent trial. He's obviously still got his quirks. You can kind of see that in his eye there, that he's just not totally fully screwed down, and that he does have a few chinks in his armour mentally.
Yeah, one thing in Champions Way's favour is he's been racing against the older horses. He now comes back to his own age group with lower rated horses. So you expect improvement for that reason.
And he got to a mark of 108 last season, so it was a lofty height for a 3-year-old.
Well, we can see Champions Way here with Golden 60, who's just gets better and better. And he is the highest rated horse in the race. We shouldn't forget that. But they're racing off level weights. And Champions Way, is he making enough of a comeback, though, to figure on Monday?
It's interesting that they've changed the gear around with him as well. They stuck the pacifiers with the tongue tie on last time out. They've taken the pacifiers off and put the blinkers on for the first time. And I think in that trial we saw there before, he did show certainly some improvement with the blinkers on. You can see he likes to get out into the middle of the track, but Golden 60, this sort of turn of foot is electric, sort of from the 250 for him.
I think this is his grand final, really, Golden 60. They've been sort of looking at this 4-year-old series, this is his right sort of distance with that, because he looks quite brilliant. Although he is bred to get the Derby distance. The Derby pitch is going to be a little bit clearer after, I think, this race.
Because we're not seeing all the main contenders here yet. Some of those contenders are going to race sort of in a couple of weeks' time. There's a Class 2 1800 coming up.
All these horses, though, do have Derby entries. We can see Golden 60 stablemate here in more than this. Over the 1600 metres, you guarantee that he'll run through the line. There's no problems with the trip here. And the horse that runs in the same colours, or same ownership, I should say, is Playa Puente out in near front. Yeah,
of the two, More Than This, definitely for me. Now, More Than This shouldn't have won this race. He was 3 wide at the back. The whole way he was wide. It looks like a really nice, strong form race that he's come out of. And he still manages to run down Pressure Ship, and Pressure Ship's come out and won again. So, and I think Pressure Ship's a horse going right through the grades. It was a really strong win from this horse, and as long as it hasn't taken out of him, I think he's one of the main players.
I'm not sure there was an arrow on him there, but Star Performance was also in that race, and he just got chopped up late in that race there. Yeah,
right down in the just there, you've seen in the striped jacket, just sort of starting to run out of room. But, yeah, the form looks particularly strong around More Than This. And of the, I'm saying the 3 big names, I'm sort of leaving Champions Way out of that. Who you ended up with, Paul?
Well, I went with Golden 60. I just think he might be a bit more brilliant over the 1600 metres. But More Than This, he's a really nice horse. So, you know, he's really just come on and leaps and bounds since he's been here. Beauty Legacy won't be far away either. And his debut run was brilliant, and Champions Way against his own age group. Really looking forward to this race. But end up with the top 4, 1, 4, 3, 2.
Likewise, same order, top 4 numbers as well. I found it quite tough, though, to split Golden 60 and also More Than This, but did go with the Golden 60 over More Than This. Beauty Legacy and 2 Champions Way, 1, 4, 3 and 2.
All right, I've gone the other way. I've gone with More Than This on top to beat Golden 60. I've left Champions Way out. I've put Aura, who's well out of it as far as the rating is concerned, but he's better than his rating suggests, so he's maybe a bit of a wild card there in the Classic Mile. That's race number 8. 11 races on the programme. We've still got the Chinese New Year Day Cup to come. That's all coming up right after this.